Hey, this is Nate, and I don't do YouTube videos that often, but I'm going to start doing them more often now, and I got a deck profile for you guys now. So, DDD deck, and let's get started. I play 3 Ragnaroks. Scale 5 is not that useful, but I get to special summon a DD from my graveyard whenever he's a scale 5 and I special summon, take 1,000 damage, blah, blah, blah. I usually use him for his monster effect, where if he's normal summoned or special summon, I get to target another DD in my graveyard and resurrect it. I play 3 Keplers. He's my main search card. Normal summon, I can target another DD card I control, return to my hand, or I can add a Dark Contract card from my deck to my hand. Usually use them for that. Scale 10 is also really useful. Next, I play 2 Galilees. Galilee's effect is I can discard him, and I can target another DD or Dark Contract and return to my hand during either player's turn. He's also my Scale 1. All my scales got a backfire and destroy all my monsters on my field, so I'll have other cards to get rid of them. Swirl Slime. Swirl Slime is my main fusion card. I don't need polymerization, just send him another DDD and fusion summon. He also has another effect in the graveyard. Banish him, special summon a DD from my hand. Next, I got 3 DDD Necro Slime. Necro Slime is my fusion summon in the graveyard. That's about it. He's discard fodder and fusion summons. Next, I got 2 Berfomets. Berfomet is my mostly for rank 4 plays. Once per turn, target another DD I control, change its level, and then only special summon DDs for the rest of the turn. Good for rank 4 plays. Next, last one, DDD Dragon King Pendragon. I use them to pop scales and pop back row, gain 500 attack by discarding a card. I usually special summon them with Swirl Slime. Now for the non-DDD cards, I got Lava Golem. He tributes annoying monsters. I got my Grattle Eagle, takes control, really useful, pisses off people. And last, Battle Fader. I don't play many staples in this deck, so a Battle Fader is really useful to me. Saves games for me. That's it for the monsters. Now moving on to the spells. I got 3 Dark Contract with the Gates. During my standby phase, I take 1,000 damage, but other than that, every turn I get to search out a DDD monster. So, it's a great card. For my last Dark Contract spell, play 1 Dark Contract with the Swamp King. He helps me with my fusion summons if I don't have Swirl Slime or Necro Slime, and I can even fusion summon using materials in the graveyard, which is great. Usually use them for the boss monster. 1 Mass Change 2 for Darklaw. 1 Dimension Explosion. It's a really useful card. I can return my fusion summon monsters from the field to the hand, to the extra deck, and then both players can special summon to 2 of their banished monsters. I only use it in certain situations, but it really helps get my monsters back rather than burial from a different dimension. So I got a Dark Hole. Dark Hole's really useful. I'd rather use that than Regeki for Wave King Caesar. Pendulum Storm, pops scales, pops back row. Reasoning. Reasoning just mills out my deck and brings out a monster I need, because most of my monsters are all different levels. Next, 1 for 1. Gets out my Kepler, gets out my Necro Slime, and I can get rid of an annoying card. Creature Swap. It's really useful, gets rid of a monster I don't need, and gives me a boss monster that I can kick some ass with. For my last spell, Shuffle Reborn. Brings out monsters that are in my graveyard when I control no monsters. I can also banish that monster if I don't need to, or use them for an XYZ or fusion play. And then I can also shuffle a card from my field to my deck, draw a card, banish a card at the end of the turn. Really useful. And that's it for the spell cards. Now let's move on to traps. I play 2 Dark Contract with a Witch. It's a Regeki break during every turn. And I get to also, during my opponent's turn, all my fiends gain 1,000 attack. So it's really useful, helps stall, and I take 1,000 damage during my turn. Similar to Swamp King and Gate. 1 Errors, take 1,000 damage during my standby phase, and it's a trap stun as long as I control a DDD. Really useful. DD Contract Change, it search out Kepler until the Japanese pendulum DDDs come out. And also I can banish a DD from my graveyard when my opponent declares an attack, and they can lose attack equal to that monster. So it doesn't target. Next, I got Human Resources. It's my Emerald. It's better than Emerald. I can shuffle 3 cards, any combination from my hand, field, graveyard, or pendulum scales. And I get to add 2 DD monsters from my deck to my hand. Ring of Destruction. Really good, and effect damage doesn't bother me that much due to Oracle. Got Catastrophe. Catastrophe destroys back row and my Dark Contract cards just in case I can't handle the backfire. Crush card. Crush card wins me games. That's all there is to it. And my last trap, Fiend Griefing. Fiend Griefing is a better Foolish in my opinion, and I'd rather use it. I can get my Necro Slimes or my Ragnaroks in the graveyard, and I can stop annoying pests I get in the graveyard. That's it for the main deck. I don't play a side deck right now. Just don't have anything in mind. Now here's my extra deck. I got Darklaw. Who doesn't need a Darklaw? He is part of the meta, but he's really useful. I got 3 Oracle King Diarks, my main fusion monster. I use her to fix any of the backfires I get from my Dark Contracts, Ring of Destruction, or my opponent's effect damage. I gain it back instead, and she's a good 2800 beater. For my last fusion, I'm planning on playing 2 of this guy, my boss fusion monster, DDD Wave Oblivion King Caesar Ragnarok. That's a mouthful. He's really good. The only problem is I need 2 of the boss DDD monsters to fusion summon him. And once per turn, when an attack is declared involving this card, I can target one other DDD or Dark Contract card I control and return it to the hand. And if I do, equip 1 face-up monster my opponent controls except the battling monster. He's pretty much a stronger version of Relinquished and gets rid of my backfire cards, so he's great. Need another one of him. And on to the XZs. 2 Wave King Caesars. This is why I play Dark Hole. During either player's turn, I can detach a material, and if any of my monsters die this turn, they resurrect at the end of the battle phase, regardless of battle or card effect. The next turn, I take 1,000 damage for each one. So not only can I gain life points through Oracle, but whenever he's sent to the graveyard, I can search out a Dark Contract. So Kepler's not my only search. And just in case I need it, since I take a lot of effect damage because I don't have Leonidas, I play 1 DDD Marksman King Tell. He overlays over Wave King Caesar. He's weaker, but once per turn if I take effect damage during either player's turn, I can detach a material, target a monster on the field, lower their attack and defense by 1,000, and deal them 1,000 effect damage. He's my Gaga Cowboy. And he also has a card effect that when he's sent to the graveyard, I can send a DDD or Dark Contract from my deck to the graveyard. So he's also a Foolish. Now, for another XZs, I got a rank 7 Big Eye. Big Eye has been really useful. I really need more rank 7s because I got my Oracles, my Dragon King Pendragon. Just really useful and really easy to come by. My last XZs monster, DDD Duodon King Kali Yuga, my boss XZs monster. He is my best monster, just got him recently, and he wins games. After he's XYZ summoned, no other card effects can be activated, so he's like an obelisk. And then for the rest, once per turn during either player's turn, I can detach a material, destroy all spells and traps on the field, so he's my Heavy Storm. And also, if I want to, I can detach a material and target a Dark Contract spell or trap in my graveyard and set it. So he wins games. He's my best boss monster. So that's about it. If you have any comments or suggestions, I post them in the comments below. And thank you. Have a good day.